Okay, so I always thought A Nightmare Before Christmas was a Halloween movie. I get told it's a Christmas movie. I just watched it for the first time. And I don't have a freaking clue what that was supposed to be. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, I'm a geek, you're watching Kevin the Geek. And this is day 10 of my 12 Days of Christmas movie reviews. And today we are going to do a movie that I was told very furtively that it is in fact a Christmas movie. You're going to get my thoughts on that in just a moment, but before we get into that, I would just like to take a moment and personally thank every single person who has subscribed to the channel recently. Considering I only started doing some videos probably about a month ago, I've probably over doubled my subscriber kind of base in the last month or so, and I'm almost at 50 subscribers. At the time of recording, I'm 3 away from 50, and I would love to get that by Christmas Day. So please do consider subscribing if you are new. Please like the video. Click the notification bell. You want to know when all my videos go live. But we're going to review The Nightmare Before Christmas. There are 10 different categories. Each one gets a score out of 10 to give an overall score out of 100. Now, I feel I have to add a caveat here in this movie. Please bear in mind that because I'm doing a Christmas movie review, my categories and my reviews are going to be based on it being a Christmas movie. That's all I want to say on that matter. Let's get started with category number 1. Now, the story of this movie is, to put it mildly, confused. It almost feels it doesn't know whether it wants to be a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie, and it's kind of fallen somewhere in the middle. Yeah, really difficult to kind of know what to think, really. Now, bear in mind, I came into this in a Christmas mindset, so I'm looking for festive things. And you have a character called Jack, who is King of the Pumpkins, who lives in Halloween's town and is kind of fed up with his life about getting ready for Halloween every year and scaring everybody. He happens to go on a walk, comes across this place called Christmas Town. And he sees this place that I think he kind of likes the joy and the happiness that you seem to get out of it. And he's in a position that he really kind of wants to get some of that festiveness and that happy and that joy for himself. And he kind of sets out a way of trying to find out a way of giving that joy, and effectively decides to take over Christmas, kidnaps Santa Claus, creates a makeshift sleigh and reindeers that are skeletons. Yeah. It's like they've almost tried to go, what is a horror version of what Christmas should be? That's kind of, but also then in a weird way in a children's kind of mindset. Yeah. I like the idea of the story, but like I said, because I don't think it could really say what it was supposed to be, I can't score it very highly for a Christmas story. I'm going to be a little bit generous here, and I'm going to score it 4 out of 10. Now, the setting of the piece is Halloween's town for the vast majority of it. And they do briefly go to Christmas Town, or rather Jack goes to Christmas Town. Again, I like the idea that there is all these different towns for these what's the word? For these holidays. Like it looked like you had Easter Town and maybe a Thanksgiving Town. I think that's what the turkey was supposed to represent. But overall, you didn't spend enough time in Christmas Town for it to be Christmassy. You spent far too long in Halloween Town to make it more Halloweeny than Christmassy. I like the looks of them. I like the designs of them. But as a Christmas setting, it wasn't very Christmassy. Again, I'm probably going to be quite generous. I'm going to score it 4 out of 10. Now, the music of this was written by Danny Elfman, and I really felt a Danny Elfman sort of vibe. Like I think back to the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you know, with Johnny Depp. And of course, he did the music in that, and I really got that same kind of feel. I think Danny Elfman's got quite a distinctive kind of sound when it comes to his scores. I didn't realise until I watched the credits that he actually did the singing voice for Jack, which was a nice surprise. And he's got a really nice voice there. And because it was probably predominantly a musical kind of film, I would say that I'd have to bump the music up a little bit higher. However, from a Christmas perspective, there wasn't a huge amount. I did quite like the song that they do during the Christmas scene. Yeah, that was a really nice song. And in the more kind of instrumental moments, you do have little subtle Christmassy notes kind of coming through here. Like when Jack takes off in his sleigh, there's the sort of the sound of like Christmas bells underneath. So it's definitely designed to try and feel a little bit more Christmassy. So music, I'm going to score a little bit better, slightly above average, and go for a 6 out of 10. Now, the Christmas message of the film, I'm not going to dwell too long on this. A, I don't think it had a Christmas message. B, I don't think it had a message. It was just like, what was the message supposed to be? You know, maybe be happy with what you've got. I mean, that's the closest I could kind of think that it was supposed to be. Yeah. Christmas message was a poor scoring one. Probably the lowest I've ever given. It's 1 out of 10. And similarly for Christmas cheer, again, I don't think it had Christmas cheer. Honestly, I did not feel festive at any point watching that. Maybe for the briefest of moments when one was in Christmas Town. But that is so far outweighed and so far overshadowed by the rest of everything. Again, I can't score it highly. 1 out of 10. Now, the main character, Jack Skellington, they tried with him, I think is the best way you could really say. I think the singing probably bumped them up a little bit. The rest of it, I didn't really find him that particularly engaging as a character. But the singing's probably helped him, and maybe that's because I'm a bit of a sucker for a musical. So, let me think. I like the singing. It didn't really, to me, feel like a great story. That was a bit mediocre. I like the design of him and how kind of gangly he was. And I love the animation of him. I thought that was really good. I think I'm going to have to go quite average. I'm going to score Jack Skellington 5 out of 10. The supporting characters were functional in what they needed to do, but I wasn't engaged with any of them. Yeah, maybe the patchwork girlfriend friend person thing. I don't even remember her name. I just know that she has to get sewn back together multiple times throughout the movie. Then you've got all the rest of the people in Halloween Town. I wasn't. They were there. They were fine. Yeah, the Boogie Woogie man, I think he was. I mean, that was okay. And Santa was okay. Yeah, not a great supporting cast. 4 out of 10. Maybe again a little bit generous. Now the Grinch of the piece. Is there a Grinch of the piece? I mean, would you say that maybe Jack is the Grinch because he's sort of ruining Christmas, but he's also doing so unintentionally because he's trying to, give the same kind of joy for Christmas as Santa would do, but in his own unique way? Yeah, really, really difficult, this one. Not gonna lie. Yeah, he's maybe the closest to a Grinch trying to spoil the Christmas spirit. And maybe the kids, because they're really trying to screw over Santa and the Boogie Woogie Man a little bit. Yeah. Because there didn't really seem to be a Grinch as such. 3 out of 10. For a Christmas movie, anything set at Christmas time, you've got to have a bit of snow, and that's just it. There was a bit, a few scenes sprinkled here, there and thereabouts. Obviously, the most amount of it was when you go to Christmas Town, but you're there so minimally. I mean, you're there, maybe 3 minutes of an entire hour and 15-minute movie, so not a lot of time there, not a lot of snow. 3 out of 10. And finally, Christmas decorations. Once again, it's a movie that just didn't really lend itself to having Christmas decorations as such. I like the idea of what they tried to do with them, and they make their own sort of versions of Christmas decorations, but yeah. Again, not a great one. The score is slightly higher than last time. I'm going to go 4 out of 10. And so, that brings my review of The Nightmare Before Christmas to an end. I'm not going to beat around the bush. As a Christmas movie, it's done very badly. So, in total, it has scored 35 points out of 100, which means it is an E-rated movie. So where does it go on the overall rankings list of the movies I've done? It's going last place. Like I said, it's not a Christmas movie. It's not. It's that weird one that's set in between Halloween and Christmas. In my view, it's not a Christmas movie. No, and an argument could be said then that it's also not a Halloween movie. I might revisit this next year. Maybe around Halloween time and try and look at it from a Halloween perspective. But even then, I don't think it's going to score great. I like what it was going for. I love the stop motion aspect of it. It was a beautifully created movie. Don't get me wrong. The voice acting in it was really, really good throughout. But it just didn't really have a story. It was just there. So, yeah, that's my view on The Nightmare Before Christmas. What are your thoughts? Please drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's a Christmas movie? Do you think it's a Halloween movie? Do you think, like me, it's just sort of somewhere in between? Whatever your thoughts are, I won't be offended. Drop a comment down below. And remember, please subscribe to the channel if you aren't new. I appreciate every single thing that you guys are doing. We've got 2 final reviews coming up. One tomorrow and one on Christmas Eve. Tomorrow, we're going to be reviewing Love Actually. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Like I said, I really, really do appreciate it. But for now, my name's Kevin. I'm a geek. You've been watching Kevin the Geek. Thank you. Goodbye and Merry Christmas.